Okay, so it's 4:27 p.m. Not magnificent in terms of the time of day we want to be travelling. But it's also kind of too awkwardly early for me to actually bother setting camp and staying put. So, you know what, let's just keep going as far as we can before the day is out. Keep pushing towards Leowin. I think we've kind of dilly-dallied around long enough in between there and Shaden Hall. It's going to be ridiculous now. I've lost count of the number of days we spent out here in the wilderness, so yes. Oh, also, you may have just noticed when I opened that, yeah, I finally got BT mod to work. I think the reason why it wasn't working before was because of some problem with having the Steam version of Oblivion, but I fixed it by manually mucking about with the archive invalidation thingy, which was already enabled, but if you've got the Steam version, I think you have to manually add a bunch of lines to the file, which I have now done. And alright, as I was about to say as well, in addition to that, I have the 4GB patch installed for Oblivion now, as along with the stutter remover, but as you have just witnessed, it has made no difference whatsoever to my crashing problems, so we're still kind of stuck as far as that's concerned, which is a bit annoying, but there it is. I'm just going to carry on. Hopefully it won't happen again, although it blatantly will. Don't know what it is, it's just once we get about midway through a long session, there's no problem whatsoever. Hello. But as soon as, like, it's usually when we start a new recording session, the game just repeatedly decides to crash. It's very odd. But anyway, one thing I've kind of reminded myself of by accident is that I have this thing here, this little bound dagger, which I've been complaining recently, like, oh, I don't have a weapon to use and stuff like that, because my other dagger is like all broken up and stuff. When I've had this whole time this bound dagger thing, it's a problem really, just because well, the thing is, like, sometimes when you've got these many spells and the useful ones are hotkeyed, you sometimes forget you even have the ones that aren't hotkeyed, you know? Anyway, let's see if we can get the drop on these bandits over here. Guess that's not going to happen. Go on then. Wow, there's actually quite a lot of you. One down. Ooh, this thing does fire damage, huh? That's kind of nice. Die, please, thank you. Oh dear, it's run out. Shit. Might hotkey this actually. In fact, I think I will. 7's no longer in use, is it? Well, 1 isn't either, actually, for some strange reason, but, yeah, let's hotkey it to 1 for now, actually. That makes sense, since we can't use our dagger anyway, which would have been in the 1 slot. Oh, this is actually a really good dagger. Why the hell haven't I been using this spell more often? Death to you. Death to you.
I'll send your bloody soul straight to
Yeah, you look me up when you get to Sovngarde. At least when I get there, which is going to be a long time from now, Missy, I can tell you that. Anyway, that was pretty epic. Getting good at this whole combat thing. Oh, hang on, actually, I do need to pause for a second. As long as I can remember the button for it. That's not the button. That just changes where the frame rate count is displayed. How the hell do I pause this thing? Oh, that's how you do it. Never mind then. Also, I'm over encumbered now. Whoops. Never mind. That's probably because my feather potion ran out. But never mind. We shall rectify this with another feather potion. Because we can. Also, how many welcome stones do we have now after that little trip? We have... Whoa! 61! Jesus Christ, no wonder we need the feather stuff. Okay, well, I'll use one of those now. In fact, let's hotkey those back to 7. Should use those, like... How the hell did we manage to get 60 Welkin stones out of that place? There surely were not 60 Welkin stones in that ruin. That's ridiculous. Never mind. There's another one of their friends over here. Oi, you friend or foe? You gonna attack or... Yeah, you're gonna attack, because you're stupid. You fool! Oh, okay, actually, you're actually... you're reasonably tough, actually. Run away! Run away! Who the hell is this guy? Yeah, that's right. Use your stupid power attacks that make you vulnerable. Ouch. Have some fire. And some more fire. You die. That's because I'm a wizard, you fool. That's why I won't die. Do not take me for a simple conjurer of cheap tricks, as one very wise man once said. Now then. You know, I don't like looking at this stuff so much. It's kind of ugly. Let's equip something else. Why do I have the war opposite of absorption? I thought I left that behind. Oh well, guess not. Let's have that equipped instead. It looks a lot cooler. Anyway, it just makes no difference since I'm using the bound dagger anyway at the minute. And, healing, healing, healing. How is our healing skill at present, exactly? 36, that's rubbish. Never gonna get to 50, are we? Never. Oh, hold on. Ah, sorry about that. Oh, where was I? Ah, yes, our healing skill sucks, and I don't like it. But there's not a lot I can do about it, really. Training is just way too expensive in this game. If this was Morrowind, and I had mastered a small enough fortune, well, large enough fortune, really, I'd be able to just sort of train it up over a period of time using trainers. But, no, not gonna happen. Also, more Nirnroot. And a random chest. Interesting. I'll take that coin. The hell are we? We've suddenly sort of blundered into a marsh. Oh, right, we're at the edge of the Panther River, apparently. And we'll soon head into Blackwood, which kind of makes sense. So... Alright, I apologise for all the, pauses here, by the way. Sorry about that. It's a bit of a busy evening over here at the minute, so you're just going to have to deal with it, I'm afraid. That's why nothing I can do about it. Now then, why swim when you can walk on water? This is a perfectly good question. Also, I think we'll go back with the ambient of absorption from now on rather than the one of reflection, just because I think that's like a bit useless, honestly. Order walking on self. Also, why are you wearing your hood on a lovely day like this, Idris? Don't be so silly. So, yeah, I think we're well and truly beginning to enter the Blackwood here, which is going to make things interesting, I imagine. No crashes yet so far. Touch wood, other than the one earlier. Blackwood's an interesting area. In terms of terrain, it's actually kind of cool, but the main thing is... oh, where the hell does that go? I have to find out! Hello, ratties. Oh, bye-bye, ratties. Sorry, am I chasing you? It's an interesting area. It's just... It happens to be full of some pretty nasty dudes. From what I remember, anyway. Last time I played just Oblivion's Oscuro Overhaul, whatever it's called. I played a pretty fantastic... it was a pretty fantastic roleplay playthrough I was doing at the time, actually, as I recall. It's one I considered rebooting for the purposes of this Let's Play, but I went with Idris instead. And the other one was this Imperial called Marcellus, who was a professional poisoner. So he was kind of an assassin, but he didn't work with daggers and swords and, you know, leather armor and bows and arrows and things like that. What he did was he would sneak into castles disguised as like one of the, you know, servants or something. Whoa. Okay. And what he would do is he would spend a good week trying to plot... Oh dear. I think we might be in trouble. Stupid goddamn poison. I don't like spiders. I don't. Anyway, so yeah, what he would do is he would sort of sneak into these castles and pose as a servant or whatever. Ooh, more souls, good. And then he would try and come up with a plan, and what he would do was essentially try and poison the Count and Countesses, because he was not all quite there, this character I had. He was a bit off in the head, needless to say, really. And he had a pathological hatred of all nobility, and basically what his goal was to try and do in that entire playthrough was to poison and murder every single Count and Countess in the entirety of Cyrodiil. And it was a hilarious playthrough. It was utterly ridiculous. I had a bunch of mods which were specifically designed to allow you to make like super lethal poisons and things that you could slip into people's food and things like that. It was good fun. That particular install of Oblivion though was really prone to crashes and stuff like that, and the character itself was very difficult to play because he wasn't very good at ordinary combat and stuff, so welcome. We really don't have time. As much as Idris would like to go and explore this place, even he is currently, quite keenly aware of the fact that this is taking far too long, and sooner or later our provisions are going to run out, and that's not good. So we need to get moving, and the day is drawing to a close as well. We don't want to spend all night battling our way through an ancient ruin. I find it odd sometimes, how like there's never a single ruin in this game that's just a ruin, if you know what I mean. Like, there's never... Every single ruin in this game has got sort of, like, is filled with bandits, or mages, or monsters, or goblins, or, whatever. You never find one that's actually just an abandoned ruin like you would find in real life, I just realised I still have that water walking thing on. But I'll leave it on, because there's just a lot of water around here anyway, so it might just be more convenient that way. Also, am I going the right way? Sort of. I need to be going this way. But it's just one of those things, I guess. You kind of have to suspend it. It reminds me of this comic called DM of the Rings. Some of you might have read it. And I found it pretty hilarious. And basically what it was a webcomic which was about what would happen if the Lord of the Rings was done as a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and it was actually pretty funny. But it was great. There was this great bit where they were walking towards Lothlorien, and the dungeon master's like, "These are the enchanted woods of Lothlorien. It's rumored there's a witch living there. Blah 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 blah." Etc. And then Gimli's player just immediately shouts like, "For God's sake, give me a wood that isn't enchanted. You can't go 10 meters in this place without finding some wood that's been cursed by an ancient wizard, or, is occupied by a witch, or it's crawling with orcs. Why are there no ordinary forests around here?" And it's kind of the case here too, I think, really. You guys really need to die big time. You're seriously beginning to annoy me now. Where are my soul gems? I've not forgotten about that Warlock Rogueglyph either, by the way. Right. Just get lost, a lot of you. I don't have time for you. Whoa! He sent you into orbit, didn't I? Oh, that was satisfying. Anyway. Phew. I have edged the difficulty up a teensy-weensy bit, by the way, actually, which is probably why those goblins were such a bother just now. But, that's what the Staff of Shocking is for, when you get into a situation like that. In my defense, I did try using the dagger and my own magic, but it wasn't good enough, was it? So, now then, more roads and forks in roads. Southeast, no, southwest. That's where we need to be going. Or thereabouts, anyway. I'll just get back on the road. That's going to speed things up a great deal, isn't it, really? Well, as we said, the stutter removal 4GB patch, they didn't do anything to halt the crashing. Well, I don't know, they might have done, for all I know. It did weirdly crash while I was in the interface last time, which it hasn't done before. So that might be a new thing, but what it has done is it's made just moving around the landscape way smoother. which I really, really appreciate. An area like this, full of trees and whatnot, beforehand, was actually quite laggy. Oh, Christ. What the hell? Wait, get out of the way! The hell is she off to? Oh, God, here we go. Oh, ouch. Wow, lots of Bosmer, apparently. Thankfully not Bosmer Rangers, otherwise we'd be in a bit of trouble. Which reminds me, we have found another piece of that little Bosmer Ranger puzzle, haven't we? In the form of killing the leader of the... It's me? Well, I suppose she might have heard of me, in theory. You would think the news of wandering Altna Wizard would set a few tongues wagging, I suppose. Maybe she has heard of me. What is our reputation, actually? Now I think about it, that's a more accurate gauge of fame. 6. Oh, so I suppose there's a chance she might have heard of me. So yeah, no, we found another piece of the puzzle in the form of the leader of the Putrid Hand Necromancers, who are one faction of Necromancers. I think there are other factions of Necromancers as well. I believe. Get some healing done. Which is interesting. They're searching for the Graithlands, or whatever they're called. I think it's called the Graithland. Some sort of magical artifact. As I think, anyway. And he's not the only one that was searching for it, because there was Erigor, he was after it, the chap that the Bosmer Rangers are worried about. What have we got here? Yeah, Leowen this way, good. Wonder where that goes. No time to find out. We might be able to go reach Leowen by nightfall, you never know. Making quite good progress at the minute. It's mainly probably just due to us being back on the road. But, yeah, they're after the Graithland, which sounds interesting. Apparently, and here's the great bit, here's the thing that's probably got Idris the most interest, is that apparently, and it even says so in my journal, I think, yeah, Archmage Traven is after the Graithland as well, so, yeah. Definitely very interesting. I think Idris is becoming more and more interested in this whole thing as it goes along, although it's not really a priority right now. It's kind of a thing, it's a thing that's going on in the background this whole time that Idris is kind of picking up on whenever he randomly comes across one of these things. But it's not, the quest doesn't really have anywhere you're supposed to specifically go, and it has no quest markers and, you know, things like that. So it's kind of like, well, it's something, it's a mystery that I think will be unravelled the further we progress into this Let's Play, which is kind of cool, I guess. Wow, so many Ayleid ruins around here. Perhaps we shall explore one someday. That one looks particularly interesting. Oh look, deer. Yeah, skedaddle, a lot of you. Go on. Shoo. Yeah, that's right. Go on. Go away. Actually, I'm going to turn my headset volume up a bit. There's lots of kind of... The game's actually quite quiet at the minute for some reason. I don't know if that's... Who the hell are you? Imperial Road Watchman.
Hail, citizen. I speak for the Emperor. Or at least I did.
Well, you carry on your way then. Oh, I should be fine. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, I remember getting lots of comments back in the day, so to speak, on some of my earlier videos about regarding Idris's indifference towards the Emperor's murder, and if I haven't already explained this before, I shall do so now, even though it seems a bit late for that. The reason Idris doesn't particularly give a damn is because, oh wow, look at this shit, this is pretty awesome. Oh, we've already been here though, haven't we, now I think about it? Because we came here briefly when I was stranded waiting for that boat that never came. Still, this whole little harbour area is probably one of my favourite bits of Better Cities, has to be said. Anyway, it'll start raining soon, you bet. Anyway, so let me explain. Idris is not particularly fazed by the Emperor's murder. And everyone's especially like, oh, well, he's a historian, he should be paying attention and documenting it for posterity and stuff like that. Here's the thing, it just doesn't particularly care, because emperors get murdered all the freaking time. They really do. Like, they constantly get assassinated. They even the guards say so. They even go, emperors have been assassinated before, when you talk to them sometimes. And, oh, this is pretty dire, isn't it? Anyway. So, this is nothing particularly special. You know, this is like an emperor being assassinated in Rome. Honestly, if you're not actually part of the imperial upper class, you don't really give a damn. It doesn't affect you a terrible amount. You know. And, yeah, he just might be a historian, but the thing is, he's a historian very specifically of stuff to do with the Aelids and ancient Aldmer and stuff like that. Like, imperial stuff he's not particularly interested in, except for where it sort of intersects with, Aelid stuff. So, yeah, that's why he's not particularly interested, you know. How are they? What's the time? Oh, well, the shops will be shut now, so unfortunately I can't go sell some of our stuff quickly, so I guess we'll just have to go get a bed, get some well-earned rest. It's been a very, very long day, after all.
You have my ears.
Good. I, don't need yours, though. Are you whoever's in charge here? I've been to this place before, but it was such a long time ago, I barely remember.
I'm Shamada, hostess of the Three Sister Inn.
Oh, good.
Speak to Sharavi if you need beds or meals.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, lay a wind then.
It's a pretty town, and everyone is really friendly, except maybe some Khajiit and Argonians who are upset about the Trans-Nibbin. I think it's a shame how they took that land from elsewhere, and Argonians are afraid it could happen to them, too.
I see.
Take care.
It could be a dangerous situation.
Shamara?
Take care.
Are you the one I need to speak to?
What's going on with you?
Or is it you?
Black, what can I do for you?
Bed, please.
I have just the thing for you. A lovely suite on the second floor for only 40 gold a night. Quite a steal. Interested?
Very much so.
Of course you will. You'd be silly not to. It's just up the stairs there. Second floor, the east wing. All the comforts of home.
Oh, good. Excellent, excellent. What did you think about Lewin?
Blackwood Company is putting the Fighters Guild to shame. They're a new mercenary company competing with the guild. Beast people and others savages. Work cheap and fast. No job too tough. Not fussy either. Fighters Guild better watch out.
Fascinating. Anyway,
What's your
thank
story?
you.
We're all talking about
I should probably be heading to bed. It's bloody crowded in here, and quite noisy actually as well.
Remember that Argonian? One from yesterday.
About that.
Here, isn't it? Oh, man, a proper room with a proper bed. It's just been too long coming. After so many nights out in the wild, sleeping in a crappy bedroll. This is just magnificent, really. Right, is there somewhere we can put our stuff? Is that gold tankard? Wow. I guess this, these drawers will have to do. Hang on a minute, is that... Yeah, we're allowed to store stuff in there. That's kind of cool. So it won't, hopefully, despawn or whatever. Either way, we're not going to be here long enough for that to be a big deal, I don't think. Right, anyway, first things first, we're keeping that because we need it. Darius, Edge of Ages, we're going to keep for now, actually, because I have plans for that. Mephresti Starver, you can go in there because you're very, very heavy. Laria Stava, we're going to try and sell you, so keep you for now. We don't need these arrows and stuff. Orax Absorption, you need to be sold. The Warlock Staff, no way we're selling that. That thing is just too friggin' bizarre and interesting to sell. Elven cuirass, Elven gold. They're broken, but actually, yeah, we should probably take them to get repaired. The cuirass we don't need though. What else have we got? Let's just actually. It's easier if we. Main thing here I'm concerned about is weight, because after we wake up tomorrow, the potion, which is the last feather potion I've got, I think, will have worn off. So. You know, kind of concerned about weight here mostly. You know what, let's deal with it in the morning. Can't be bothered with inventory sorting now, we're too tired. 12 hours. Go. Right, okie doke, another level up, eh? Right, strength, again, as usual. This makes sense in RP terms as well, I feel. I mean, the more time Idris is spending hiking around outdoors and stuff, it's really building up his endurance and strength quite a bit, so that's why I increase them so often, because it just makes sense. But let's also increase intelligence as well. Affects your total magicka after all, so that's good to have. I woke today with a new sense of purpose. I am no longer afraid of failure. Failure is just an opportunity to learn something new. Indeed. Right. Okay, yeah, as I suspected, I am way over encumbered. So, I'm just going to have to get a bit mercenary about this, aren't I? Okay, Great Staff of Fire, you can go in there. Staff of Thunderbolts, you can also go in there. Right, there we go. We should... Ah, still not... Blast and damn it. Right, that'll have to go in there as well for now. Right, okay. Right, yeah, I did take my gloves off. I would have forgotten to do that, probably, but I should have really done that because we're in a town now, etc. Don't need to be walking around fully armoured. Or by fully armoured, I mean wearing our big, chunky gauntlets, but anyway. Oh, man. Let's get some breakfast.
What can I do for you? May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
What kind of breakfasty? I don't know, we're gonna have to opt for something a bit more continental than I'm used to personally. Bread and cheese.
You drive a hard bargain.
And a strawberry.
Thank you for...
Bread, cheese and fruit. That's what I used to eat for breakfast quite a lot when I used to go on holiday to France, for those of you who didn't know that, which is probably all of you. It's an interesting alternative to cereal, I'll tell you that right now. Makes sense for us to eat it now, though, I suppose, doesn't it? Right. Nom, nom. Would have been better off with an apple, really, but strawberry it is. Actually, you know what? Do we have apples? No, apparently not. I thought we had some apples. Never mind. Guess I must have already eaten them. Anywho, let's head out. Hopefully it's not chucking it down. This is layer one after all, so I'm kind of half expecting it to. No, it's actually quite a nice day. That's unexpected, but pleasant.